Hey everyone, welcome from sunny southern Sweden. It's been a while, been getting my life back on track. If any of you saw my TV show, I got kind of fat, so I had to get skinny and take care of myself. I think balancing myself within nature and running in nature and active meditation is a big way that I get back to my roots. But I want to talk about a couple concepts today, kind of brought to my attention. This is a view of wealth and heathenry, and this is really brought to my attention. I mean, a lot of people hate on YouTube. That's just the way it goes. A lot of people hate on my Thor's hammer for being gold, and it's like opulent and blah. Listen, I inherited the gold. I wasn't going to sell it for money because then I would just blow that money. I'd rather take something my ancestors had and make it into something to leave my children. A statement of who I am and who we are as people. But whatever, this came from, so we did an episode, myself and my girlfriend, House Hunters International, about our house in Sweden. And we have a very nice house. It's great. It's not opulent. It's not that big. It's about 150 square meters, 1,700 square feet or something like that. But people are like, oh, you don't know anything about heathenry. You shouldn't have, luxurious items. And I'm like, what's luxurious? I actually used the word recliner once in the show and people lost their shit. And I'm like, all right, well, let's think about that. A big part of, if you want to talk about just focus on the Viking thing, was feasting and lounging, right? So you need a good kitchen, and then you lounge and you get drunk or whatever. You're supposed to be comfortable. But whatever, the TV show kind of pushed the modern Viking thing. That was the angle they wanted to advertise, and maybe it wouldn't have pushed that hard, but the truth of the matter is nature is very important to us in our lives and any modern heathen. But I see these people pontificate this austerity, and they're like, oh yeah, you need to be poor, you need to go back, have a mud house, or they don't say you need to be poor, but you need to live very inconspicuously to be in harmony with nature. And okay, yeah, inconspicuous is fine, but what they're really saying, or what they're really expressing is they're trying to shame people for having nice things. And I just don't understand that, as in, the Viking raids were to go out and collect resources and bring them back home, and it was like, yeah, but everything was shared among the people. That's silly to think that everything was communal and everything was shared among the people. Much more communal than things are today, but, to think that everything was equal, they didn't have crime, they didn't have murder or manslaughter. So I want to, just doing some thinking, and I want to examine where that came from, and again, I see that as an Abrahamic overhold. Nobody during any heathen time would have ever told somebody not to collect wealth, or wouldn't have collected wealth themselves. The abhorrence of wealth comes from those in power trying to keep it for themselves and hold other people down. Of course, I'm no jarl or don't have any subjects or anything like that, but why should I not have nice things myself or collect my own wealth, right? That is leaving assurance for my children. That's going to make it so I have enough money to take them out and go on vacations and experience nature and have, a stable upbringing, so we can reward the future generation with positive values. And it's like the nobleness of poverty is an Abrahamic myth, right? What's good about being poor? Nothing. The obsession with poverty definitely comes out of Christianity and other Abrahamic faiths, but it's there to make you okay with being poor in life, because you're offered the reward of richness in the afterlife. And it's the obsession of the noble qualities of it is just to make it so you can accept it in your day-to-day life, if that's your reality. Which, if you think you're going to get a reward in the afterlife, there's no reason to work harder to try to get something better. Where that stands in direct juxtaposition to me to the Norse or heathen mindset, because if they didn't have it, they went out and took it, right? Now, we can't ascribe to violence in today's modern time, but we can work and look for better opportunities to get better jobs, to buy nicer things for ourselves, because the hell is wrong with having something nice? And like I said, it's this myth has been propagated by those in power to prevent us from questioning them. If we are poor, we do not have the means to take away the power of the people that have it. But if we have money, then we don't have to worry about them. People in power don't have to take care of us if we're independent. We owe them nothing if they don't take care of us. So there's just some things I thought about as people are critiquing me because I have a nice house. Like, it's not that big. I don't have in-ground pool or anything like that. I mean, it's nice, but it's still modest. And I worked hard for it. Who the hell are other people to tell people, like, what they should have? I never understood that. And if people think they're heathen by living completely simply and having nothing, well, then you're wrong. If heathenry to you is expressing, is having a life that you express through being off the grid, great, that's awesome. But we all have different roles in life, and I wouldn't be able to be here in Sweden if I didn't work in a city, because my Swedish is so-so, but not good enough to be like a professor. My Swedish is not as good as my English. Who knows if I'll ever be good enough to publish in Swedish. But so you have to, everything's a compromise, and this abhorrence of wealth just blows my mind. Nowhere in heathenry does it say you should be poor. And people that think, if you don't understand it, if you don't agree with them, then they're just jealous. I mean, look, my house is in a town. If you watch us on House Hunters, you'll see, right? There's a river with salmon in it right there. And behind my house is this beautiful ridge where you can hike, go several Swedish mil, several miles, kilometers, whatever you want to do. And up there, you will find all kinds of nature. Like we just were up there and found wild boar roots. There's wolf kills in the area. There's moose and heathen and all kinds of badger and wolverine and lynx. But here, look. What's that? That's a moose skeleton that I scavenged, I foraged, because I'm going to make some stuff out of it. Because, right, like, yeah, I have a pretty modern house, but that was what I could get for my money. So now I need to make that house in balance or in harmony with my belief system. So I'm going to put a standing stone compass down there, like almost not like some type of solar monument, but not say to Stonehenge. I probably won't perfectly align it with the solstice because this is my first attempt, but it will be aligned with the cardinal directions in the north. And you know, I'm going to build a chandelier out of the moose bones. I've already built a Valhalla ladder, witch's ladder, whatever you like out of the ribs. I mean, this is our reality. Our life is our reality, and we should never judge someone else or try to tell them that we know better for how they should live their lives. And we're, oh, Paxa, give me that bone back. One of the dogs stole a bone. Paxa. So, like I said, we should never try to know better, or try to, ooh, check out the bee, or try to condemn others for their choices. If you're jealous, just keep it to yourself, and don't. And if any of you out there are the people that think that austerity is a virtue, it can be a virtue if you choose it, but you can never choose austerity for someone else. And there's nothing inherently noble in poverty. If you accept your poverty and you don't try to move above it, then are you really practicing the virtues of our ancestors? Are you really being self-reliant or trying to push forward? We must challenge ourselves to be better every day. And maybe some days we all falter at that. I know I do. But I do try to be a better person and grow. So I guess that's just my musing for today. Talk about wealth and heathenry and how it's not something to be looked down upon or negative. And I'm not wealthy. I got more hanging around my neck than in my bank account. Probably I ever will. But I was lucky enough to inherit that. So why throw that away? Or why be ashamed of it? Am I ashamed of the way I look? That's something else I inherited? Come on now. So I leave you with that message. Try to grow every day and be a better person for yourself, for your children, for your future children, and for the world around us. Because the more people that are upright and speak out against ills and do the right thing and And don't think I'm some hippie here. People often think that too. No, I'm a pretty hard person when I see somebody do something wrong, but there's no reason for me to be hard in these videos. I'm just trying to convey mutual thoughts that have helped me better my life. So, am I going to yell at people about it? No. No, that's not any way to be understood. But, you know, I went off on a little tangent there. Like I said, just fight every day to be a better version of you. And you will find that in a year's time, you're happier with the life you lead. So, from sunny southern Sweden, I wish you all a goodbye.